Hey guys, Shub up here, the King Turtle, and today I'm going to be doing the Earloba Universe main series. Now, what this is basically, this is the first season. I plan on doing more, but the gist of what I'm doing is I'm going to be doing an achievement. This achievement just being World Conquest, but I'm going to be doing it as the Shoshone. Why? Because, well, I'm Indian. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be playing as the Shoshone, and I'm going to be seeing how far I can take it. I'll be telling you my strategy, maybe doing some weird montages like I did in Hearts of Iron, and just see what happens. If you guys like it, just fuck you. So right off the bat, I get a 555 leader, which is pretty damn good for a good start. I'm going to be focusing on admin tech so I could get tech 5, so I can get an idea group as quickly as possible. Granted, military technology is probably more important right now. But anyways, for the opening, I basically queue up 2 regiments, and then I begin to get ready to attack the Comanche. Now, some of you might be wondering, why am I doing using the Casus Belli of Humiliation? And that is because I want to show strength. That basically, for the Comanche, I just want to get as much monarch points as I can get, so I can advance through technology a lot faster, so I can get Tech 5, Admin, and Military as soon as possible, because this will help me a lot in conquering Mesoamerica, and as well as colonizing before the Europeans arrive. So right after the War of the Comanche, I basically migrate to the next province, declare a no-CV war against the Kiowa, and basically beat their ass. But why am I doing all this? Well, the first thing is, I'm trying to get as many vassals as I can while I'm migrating to Mesoamerica. Second is, I need to get negative stability so I can migrate faster. And the third one is, well, actually there's really no third reason. That's only 2 reasons why I'm declaring no CV wars against these random kids. But why am I also going to Mesoamerica, or the Mexican area, dude? That is spooky. Who likes Mexicans? Well, I'm just kidding. I'm a good kid. I like Mexicans. But the reason why I'm going to Mesoamerica is because, well, they have some really good provinces, and the goods they produce are gold, cocoa, and sugar. And that can be really good late game and later in the game, actually. Just later in the game in general, where I'm probably going to be trying to conquer provinces and whatnot. They basically give me extra income, and it gives me a nice little setup to begin conquest of Asia, Europe, etc. And the second reason is, well, I want to reform my religion to the Nahuatl religion, where I'm able to get some pretty nice bonuses like the discipline, the war exhaustion, and stuff. Like, it's just good. So that's why I'm migrating to basically Mexico. Nigga, we made it. So we made it to Mesoamerica. Now, the first thing I'm going to have to be doing is I'm going to have to get to the province of Cholula, which is basically to the right. A little bit. Yeah, if you watch Remnant's Paradox, you basically know what I'm doing. I'm going for Cholula, and the only way to get to him is to get rid of Teutonic, which is a vassal of the Tarkashashan. And so I have to kick their asses just to get to this one province I want to get. The war is really not that complex. I don't really need to say anything other than I just basically kick their ass with my technology and my superior numbers. So that's pretty much the war in a nutshell. The war for Cholula was pretty much the same thing. I just steamrolled to Thekickingturtle. Alright, we just got done taking over Cholula, not Cholulu. I just realized I've been pronouncing it wrong the entire time, but I ain't gonna fix that because I'm lazy. But anyways, so I took over Cholula, and now I basically have to just wait for the event that converts me to Nahuatl. And after that, I do some administration things such as strengthening my government so I have 100 legitimacy, converting provinces and coring provinces, making things states, working with the estates, and just getting ready to conquer all of Mexico. So the first thing we're going to have to be doing is we're going to be declaring war on Mexico because they're isolated, they have no alliances, and they have a very small army, so it should be easy to take them down. Also, we need one more vassal in order to do our reforms, so I'm getting him as a vassal. I'm also going to be taking provinces. Now, most people say don't take any provinces, but I say do because, well, your doom doesn't really matter that much. Also, we're trying to take 100 ducats, but it gives me 2 inflation, so I decide against it because I don't really want to spend admin points. And we finally get our 5th vassal, and we go with the obvious choice of lowering our stability cost. So we save some admin points. Next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be exploring the surrounding area and getting an alliance with Xiu, or the Mayan city. So after the war with Mexico, or the Aztecs, I turned my attention to the Teutonic. Their allies aren't going to help them, so I might as well just finish them off right now. And yeah, basically destroy their armies, siege down the provinces. It was an easy war they're alone and they only have 4 regiments left. But the Tarxan kids are back and they're just ruining my plans like always, so I just declare war on them to kill them. You know, it's easy. Their army's gone, Tarxan kids are gone, and it should be an easy war. I subjugated Teutonic and took a province and making a regiment. And I'm also trying to get the Teutonic to help me in my war, since they have like 3 regiments or 4. So I increased their development to get their liberty desire a little bit lower, make them supportive. They don't help me, but I tried. I mean, I thought it would be useful, but it really doesn't matter. So after that, I basically destroy the Tarxan kids at their own territory, take their capital fort. I need an extra province to get the war score ticking, so I get them as a vassal. I should have taken their provinces, but now I can turn all my attention to this blue kid who's just being a blue kid. I'd basically take his one of his forts, and I lower my war exhaustion, and then I just get ready to take down his capital fort. Before I could do that, the Aztec kids are already doing that. So I want to declare war on the Aztec kids, but I have a truce with them. So I declare war on their ally Colima, but I don't have a casus belli, so I just make a colony and I get the Flower War since it requires you to be adjacent. Delete the colony and declare war on Colima, and I'm ready to fight the Aztecs. Should be an easy war. And it was an easy war. So I finished taking down the blue kids, or killing the Aztecs. I was taking down the blue kids, and I finished sieging up the blue kids. So that's that, and then I move up towards basically the Colima kids, and I take them down. I'm moving over towards the Aztecs to finish off taking their capital, and after that I basically take their occupied provinces of the blue kids. I want Mexico as a vassal because, I mean, well, he's going to be a vassal, but I also want the 2 provinces the blue kids have, which Mexico and that one other province. And I basically take down Colima. He has no army. And for Xiu, I actually break my alliance with him because I don't really need him anymore. He's not a threat, so I can actually fight him. Also, he's bullying some other countries I want as my vassal. I take Colima as my 5th vassal again, and I'm ready to do a reform. I choose the lower war exhaustion over time one because it's just a good one to have, since I'm going to be at war all the time. And after choosing what I wanted for my religion, I get some new rivals, I break some royal marriages, and I get ready for war. I am declaring war on the Mixtec because, well, they're pretty much isolated. Yeah, you know the Jets are weak. And unfortunately, Xiu, or the Aztec kid, just cucked me and took over the province that I kind of wanted him to have. So I only settle with a vassal. So while I'm doing that, I accept some cultures with the Aztecs to get more money, and I finally break a truce with Xiu because, well, this is critical. And now I begin the war with the Aztec kids. So the war with the Mayan kids begins, and well, it's an even fight in a way. One, I have quality troops at like 0.3 discipline or tactics and like 5 morale against him, so fighting him is easy peasy, but I have to siege down his forts, which I do, and while I was doing this, he was taking some of my provinces that have no forts, and I lose a lot of money that way. But once I did take down his fort, it's a lot easier because he's just going to be focusing on that fort, and the blue kids declared war on the Mayan kids, and so also my truce with the Tarxan kids has been pretty much just over.
So I decided it's a good time to attack the Tarxan kids and his allies, which is great because I took down the Totonic with ease, and I vassalized him. Now, this is where things are getting a little weird. I'm ping-ponging back from the fort from the Mayan kids and my capital fort against the Tarxan kids. So I'm kind of going back and forth, chasing one off or fighting one off. And eventually I decide I'm going to try to take the Tarxan kids down. I try sieging his fort, but eventually I just kill his army. And once I do kill his army, I come up with a better idea. Instead of sieging down one fort, I siege down his capital fort instead, which is worth a lot more war score, and it basically incorporates all the forts, so I don't need to occupy a fort. So I finish off his army at his capital and chase him around, and then I siege down his capital fort. The Mayan kids try to siege back their fort, but they can't do it because they're too slow. It's a good fort, and I take the fort province and I make him a vassal of the Tarxan kids. Now I divert all my attention to the Mayan kids, which is pretty easy because, well, he's at war with the blue kids, and I'm just waddling my way through and just sieging down provinces here and there. And now I'm also in a better position to actually siege down. I get a better idea of what I'm going against because I can see more provinces. And eventually I just say I'm going towards the purple kid to take down his capital fort so I can get him out of the war, and I can divert all my attention to the Mayan kids, which I do. I actually make him break all his alliances, and he's basically stuck with no one for later conquests. And it's just easy pickings at this point. I siege down the capital fort of the Mayan kids, and then I take all of the provinces that I can, and I make him release a couple nations because, well, it makes things easier. Now, one big problem is there's a lot of Mayan culture or Mayan religion in these provinces, and my doom is relatively high, so I just released Zapotec for my 4th vassal. And yeah, there's only one problem at this point, and that is doom. It's pretty high, so I sacrifice a couple leaders here and there, and I hope for events to lower my doom down, which usually does happen. And then it's just siege down or conquer all of Mesoamerica. At this point, I'm pretty much the dominant power in Mesoamerica, so every war is an easy war. I just need to wait for truce times.
And now I gotta wrap this video up. I'm not good at anything, but let's try. So basically at this point on, I'm just trying to get my final vassal so I can do my final reform, and I get cucked by the green Mayan kid again, doing some administration things. You know, basically the good old gist of things you do when you're playing Earloba Universe main. And I think I'm, after that I'm basically conquering the rest of Mexico and colonizing around the area as well. And eventually later on in the game, like 30 minutes later or 20-30 years later, I end up declaring war on the Chickasaw because I want them. Because Portugal's like right next to them, and I want to get some of their free technology so I can advance in tech and whatnot. And this is all pretty important to the strategy I try to employ to conquer the world. So with that all said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and later.